Homayoun, let's start with any strains there are in capacity and output within OPEC Plus. Do you sense that there is a struggle at the moment to meet some of these targets?
Hi, good morning. Yes, absolutely. So, if we look at the trend of OPEC plus seaborne oil exports over the past few months, we see that they're struggling to keep pace with the output increases that they're kind of promising to the market, or at least that the market expects from them. And just to give you a few numbers, last month in January, we have seen a decrease in OPEC plus seaborne oil exports of about 800,000 barrels per day. Now, most of this, 3/4 of this, was due to supply disruptions in Libya, Kazakhstan, and also due to natural decline in Angola, where we see, all-time lows being hit pretty much every month. But generally saying, yes, we are already seeing OPEC Plus struggling to keep pace with the pace of the monthly hike output that it's promising to the market. Yeah.
And I want to talk to you about some very complicated Gulf dynamics. I want to ask your opinion, in fact. First of all, how does Iran potentially stand to gain from those capacity strains within OPEC+? But also what we're seeing between the US and Qatar regarding trying to secure better gas supply for Europe. Where does that leave the Saudi-US relationship at the moment?
So I think in regards to Iran, the higher oil prices get in the year, and again, we already see limited spare capacity from OPEC Plus. So OPEC Plus is supposed to add about 3 million barrels per day between now and the end of the year. We see spare capacity right now at 2.9 million barrels per day, and that's again the top range of what we see in terms of spare capacity. So OPEC Plus still can increase output and reach the terms of its agreement by the end of the year, but that means that at the end of the year we'll be producing at capacity from the organization. So what will remain in terms of spare capacity, globally speaking, much of it will be in Iran. And again, the higher prices get, the more likely, the more the world will need Iranian oil back to the market, and that's about 1.5 million barrels per day production capacity that can be brought back to the market. But it's also a lot of oil held in floating storage. We see about 80 million barrels of Iranian oil currently held in floating storage. Now, on your next question, in regards to the US and Qatar, we don't see much being, we don't see much. Let's say that Qatar can bring more to the market, and that's because they're already using more than 100% of the liquefaction capacity. They're already exporting about 80 million tons a year, so there's not much that they can do more here. And also 90% of their exports is based on long-term contracts, so they're not really able to switch that from Asian countries to Europe in order to ease markets in Europe.